She'll not be. She will be. She'll not be. She will be.
Peter! What can be keeping Kelly anyway? It's past 4 o'clock. She's usually home by 3:30. Peter, you think she has a chance? You really think she has a chance to be picked as class valedictorian?
Well, so far she's way ahead on cornpole.
Cornpole? What are you talking about? What are you doing anyway?
Don't have Daisy. Use corn. She will be. She's not.
Will you cut that out? This is no time for some fishwife superstition. What am I so edgy about anyway? She'll make it. Kelly's got charm, good looks, good grades. On the other hand, she's up against Gloria Curtis. In many ways, Gloria's got more on the ball than Kelly has. Hasn't she?
That's right. She got more on the board than Kelly.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. She's not in the same league with Kelly.
That's what I said. She's not in the same league.
Uncle Bentley? Peter?
There she is.
Guess what? They picked me as valedictorian.
No, they picked her as valedictorian.
We do it all the time.
Oh, congratulations, darling.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to be so proud of you. Standing up there in your lovely white dress, talking
Blue
to all
dress.
those... Blue dress?
Uh-huh, my favorite color.
I've always pictured you... Never mind, darling. It's your graduation. You wear what you want.
Wear any dress, as long as I have bow in back.
We'll discuss it later.
Well, I guess I better get started on my speech.
All right. If you need any help, just remember, you got a legal brain here you can pick.
My brain not legal, but you're welcome to pick it, too.
Thanks, but I guess I better give my own brain a workout on this one.
If you get stuck, just holler and I'll come running.
Okay.
Hard to believe the same little pigtail girl who first came to us.
Yes, now she's graduating from high school, and pretty soon it'll be college. And one fine day, a young man will come walking through that door and will hold out his hand and he'll say, "Come on, Kelly, let's go."
I go with them. Somebody got to teach you how to cook.
Bride's first dinner burned to a crisp. I can almost smell it now.
Me too. Horrible, isn't it? Wallabaloo! That's my dinner. Oh, you look like you see what I know.
Fellow graduates, honored guests, teachers, and parents. Today we stand on the threshold of life, preparing to venture forth into what lies ahead. What is a high school? Any school. It's a place where, through education, we have all learned to walk a bit taller in the world.
Very clever.
Yes, that's very good, darling.
She teenaged Abe Lincoln.
Yes, you've got a great potential. You know, when you go to Cal State, maybe you ought to include public speaking in your curriculum.
Cal State?
My old alma mater. But don't tell me you were planning to go anywhere else.
Well, Ginger and I were sort of thinking of going to college away from home.
Oh. Well, I don't want to influence you, darling. You pick out whatever college you want to go to, and we'll discuss it later. Right now, I think we ought to concentrate on your speech.
Well, what you just heard is all I have so far.
Well, now, don't misunderstand me. I like it. But do you mind if I offer a little suggestion?
Of course not.
Well, it's that threshold bit. It's a sort of cliche. You know, on graduation day, 99 out of 100 valedictorians will be standing on their thresholds.
Oh.
Now, don't you think you could open with something a little more original?
Change it to fellow members of the Chamber of Commerce.
Now, let me throw this out to you for what it's worth. For the past 3 years, we have worked zealously to prepare ourselves for the trials and vicissitudes that await us as we go forth in search of new horizons. How do you like that so far?
Sounds good.
How you like this? All the word like a fortune cookie.
Peter.
Well, audience know more about fortune cookies than vicissitudes.
Now, that's the most ridiculous thing to put in a speech anyway. Who? Wait a minute. This is Kelly's speech, not ours. All we have to do is sit out front and applaud as she stands up there in a lovely white dress.
Blue dress.
Oh, yes, blue dress.
Uncle Bentley, you really want to see me in white, don't you?
Well, somehow I've always pictured my little girl receiving her diploma in a white dress. As a matter of fact, I wanted a picture of that hanging in my office.
I like a small one for my wallet.
But you wear whatever you want to wear. Don't let me influence you. Peter, listen to this. Got another idea for Kelly's speech. The real test of education is how we act as individuals, how we behave toward each other.
Have something like that myself. Education like soy sauce. If not handled wisely, it will spoil chop suey.
Cookies, chop suey. She's not graduating from a Chinese restaurant.
Uncle Bentley, Peter, close your eyes.
Okay.
Well, how do you like it?
Oh, darling, you decided to wear white.
It needs a little alteration, but I'll tell them to go ahead if you approve.
Very lovely. But bow not in back.
Yes, it's charming, darling, but wouldn't you like to wear something a little more formal?
Why?
Better for surprise party. Uh-oh.
Surprise party?
Peter.
Sorry, I open mouth and cat jump out.
Well, now that you know, it's going to be here, graduation night.
But Uncle Bentley...
I make 20-course Chinese dinner. Rumaki, egg roll, stuffed
I
shrimp.
told you it was going to be catered.
Name me one caterer who can cook Chinese dishes like me.
Now, why does it have to be Chinese food anyway?
Uncle Bentley,
I leave it to Niece Kelly. You want a home-cooked dinner or you want cater-cooked dinner?
look, I didn't know anything about your surprise party, and we made plans. I mean, the kids and I...
Plans? What are the plans?
We were all going to the Rainbow Club.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Gee, I wanted to give you something to remember.
Oh, Uncle Bentley. Look, maybe I can talk the kids into coming over here.
No, darling, it's your night. I don't want to interfere.
But I wouldn't want you to cancel the party.
Are you sure? You sure you wouldn't mind?
Of course not.
Well, fine, then it's all settled. Come on, got a lot of work to do. Let's see, we'll call the Curtises and the Benson. Which reminds me, darling, I made some notes for your speech. Now, let me know how you like them.
Here, Niece Kelly, look over menu for surprise party.
We call the Bensons, the Mitchells.
Still say party should have Chinese food.
I say it should be catered.
Well, let's make compromise. Have caterer who cook Chinese food.
In Wisconsin it is. It's okay by me.
We can all be roommates.
Hey, yeah! We all get a room together.
Hello, ladies.
Hi, Mr. Bentley. We're just talking about colleges.
Huh?
We sort of like Wisconsin, Uncle Bentley.
Oh, that's a fine school. It's got good a reputation as Cal State. Which reminds me, darling, I stopped by the Cal State campus today, and I brought some brochures for you to look over. Here.
But Cal State's here in town.
Handy, isn't it? Now, here's Hadley Hall. That's a hangout for the students. These are the new science buildings, and this is Sorority Row right here. Beautiful campus, isn't it?
Yes, beautiful.
You know, I took my BA there. I know you girls will love it every bit as much as I did. Say, I'll tell you what I'll do. Why don't I drive you over there sometime next week? Show you around, introduce you to some of the professors. How about that?
Oh, lovely. Sure.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. We'll do that. Oh, darling, incidentally, I saw the loveliest white dress today in a shop window. I know you just love it. Now, why don't I drive you over there sometime tomorrow and show it to you?
But I already have a white dress.
Oh, yes, you do, and I love it, but wait till you see this one. It's everything I ever pictured you in.
Well, I have a graduation rehearsal tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, well, I'll pick you up after rehearsal.
Okay.
Good. Oh, and incidentally, there's an application blank in there for Cal State, but if you decide to go to Wisconsin, well, just forget it. See you later.
Bye-bye, Mr.
Now, the final step will be the presentation of your diplomas by Dr. Whitaker after he calls your name. You will come up these steps, walk by, receive your diploma, and then shake hands with him. And exit over here. Are there any questions? All right, then that'll be all for today.
Golly, I know I'll be so nervous when I get my diploma that I'll trip over my feet or something.
Oh, Kelly. Could I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, Miss McCleary?
You'll be on the speaker's platform with us. You'll speak right after Dr. Whitaker. Is there anything wrong, dear?
Oh, no.
Well, where's that smile of yours? This should be the happiest week of your life.
I'm sorry. I guess it's just all the excitement.
Come on, let me drive you home.
Oh, thank you anyway, but my uncle's picking me up. He saw a white dress he wants me to try on.
But I thought you were wearing blue.
I was, but you see, he always pictured me in white for graduation, so...
Kelly, hi, darling.
Hi, Uncle Bentley.
Hello, Janice. Nice to see you again.
Hello, Bentley.
Ready, dear?
I understand you're taking your niece shopping for a graduation dress.
Yes, I saw the most wonderful white dress in a shop window. I put a little deposit on it.
It isn't every parent who takes such an interest.
Well, I'm interested in everything that Kelly does. As a matter of fact, I made a few suggestions for her speech.
How does a busy man like you manage all that?
Oh, I'm never too busy for things that are really important. Which reminds me, darling, did you decide to fill out that application?
Oh, not yet.
Well, honey, I don't mean to influence you, but... Janice, what do you think of Cal State academically?
Well, actually, I'm prejudiced. I'm a Cal State graduate.
You are? Well, I didn't know that, so am I. Well, isn't this interesting? Why, you must have had some of the same professors that I had.
That's very possible.
Or did you have old Doc Taggart in chemistry?
Well, yes.
You did? Old Doc. Does his toupee still flop over one eye when he gets excited? Once when he sneezed, it fell into the sulfuric acid.
I didn't see it, but they still talk about it.
Well, he must be 70 years old if he's a day. He's a character, but you'll learn your chemistry.
Miss McCleary, if you'll excuse me, I'll put my books in my locker and meet you at the car.
All right, fine, dear.
She must be anxious to see that dress.
Mm-hmm. Janice, what are you doing this evening?
Nothing important. Why?
Well, how about dinner? I could pick you up, say, at about 7, and then you could stop over to the house and have a little talk with Kelly.
A talk?
Yeah, about Cal State. You know, a few words from you might nudge her in the right direction.
Bentley, I think I will have dinner with you tonight.
Wonderful. 7 o'clock, then. I know you're going to be a great help to her.
I'm sure I will.
See you later. Oh, and tell her about the Cal State debating team.
Well, last year they won the debating championship of the Western Conference.
That's very nice.
You know, Kelly's got a great potential for debating. Who knows? Someday she might take up law. Oh, and tell her about the drama department.
Excuse me, Mr. Gray. Caterer on phone wants to know school colors so he can decorate the cake.
Maroon and gold.
Thank you.
Uncle Bentley's giving me a party graduation night.
But I thought you were all going to the Rainbow Club.
Oh, I can go to the Rainbow Club anytime.
Darling, I don't want to influence you, but Janice, don't you think it's advantageous for a girl to go to college somewhere near her home?
I really couldn't say.
Yes, but you went to Cal State.
Yes, but my home was in Philadelphia at the time.
If you'll excuse me, I have some things to do in my room.
I understand, dear.
Night, darling.
Good night.
Say, you know, it's 8 o'clock. You must be starved.
Yes, I am, Bentley. As a matter of fact, I'm famished.
Good. I know this sensational little Italian restaurant downtown. I've only been there just a couple of times, but I know you'll love it.
Italian?
Yeah, they've got great lasagna and... What's the matter?
Bentley, do you like seafood?
Yes, of course I like seafood.
Well, I don't want to influence you, but I have found the most wonderful little fish grotto.
A fish grotto?
It's right on the beach. I know you'll love it.
Well, really, I was interested in some Italian food tonight.
Well, you can go to your Italian restaurant just any time. Please.
Okay. Maybe we can stop by this restaurant after the movie.
A movie?
Yeah. A great Swedish movie playing downtown.
Bentley, do you really want to see a movie?
Well, I want to see this one, yes. Why?
Oh, well, there's a little art exhibit in Santa Monica, and they're having a showing of Randinsky.
Well, yeah, but this is the last night for the movie.
Oh, dear. And this is the last night for Randinsky. Well, you planned the evening, and I certainly don't want to influence you.
Well, okay. It's the art exhibit in the fish grotto. You know, who knows? I may see something there that I'll like. Are they showing anyone else other than this Randinsky?
Oh, a few Corels and some Diego Zapatas.
Diego Zapata. Well, I love his stuff.
You do?
Yeah. Don't you?
Bentley, dear, I always make it a point never to influence anyone else's opinion on art, but Diego Zapata? Well, forgive me. Well, shall we go?
Oh, yes, sure. Janice, you talked me out of that Italian restaurant, but you're not going to talk me out of this Diego Zapata. I'm going to buy it.
Uh-uh.
What do you mean, uh-uh?
Bentley, please, just take one more look at this Rundinsky.
I'm looking.
Well, don't you see anything in it?
Mm-hmm. I see a 4-year-old kid throwing a paint box at his brother and missing him and hitting the canvas. Now, Diego Zapata is a painter you can understand. This is a desert. This is a mountain. This is a boulder. This is a cactus. This is a lizard. Oh, that's a signature. I guess I kind of got carried away. What do you mean,
Bentley, I don't want to influence you. But really, just look at this again. When I look at it, one minute, I see an old man extending his hand in supplication. And the next minute, I see a woman gazing tenderly at a child in her arms.
You see all that in this?
Bentley, I know you're going to love that Rudinsky, just as I told you when you bought it.
It'll grow on
you.
me.
Well, it really will after you've had it for a while. Bentley, do you always wear brown?
Quite often, yes. Kelly likes me in brown. So does Peter. So does my tailor.
Well, it's just that I have an image of you standing in court, addressing the jury in blue.
Well, I've won a lot of cases in brown.
I'm sure you could win just as many in blue and look better, too. I mean, I don't want to influence you. It's only a suggestion. It's really up to you to decide.
Well, I've made my decision. I'm going home. I'll see you at graduation tomorrow, Janice, and I won't be very difficult to recognize because I'll be wearing brown right down to my shoelaces.
Oh, Bentley, if you're thinking of taking the freeway home, the quickest way is via 3rd Street.
Thank you for the suggestion. The quickest way home suits me just fine. I tell you, I never had a night like this in my life. I was in the mood for Italian food. I end up with lobster. I wanted to buy a Diego Zapata. I end up with this Rundinsky. I made 5 decisions tonight, all hers. Take a look at this. Just look at it.
I give up. What is it?
Whatever you think it is. You can have it for your room.
Not me. Rather look at cracking plaster. At least I know what that is.
All night long, she didn't treat me like I was an adult. She treated me like I was a child. Like she was some overzealous parent talking to...
What's the matter, Mr. Gregg?
Oh, no.
You feeling all right?
Oh, boy, what a brain I am. I didn't get Janice's message until just now.
What message?
Interfering in Kelly's life, pushing her under the pretense of guiding her. I wanted to wear that white dress at graduation. I wanted her to go to Cal State.
Mr. Gregg, sometimes people like us can't see forest for trees.
Hi, Uncle Bentley.
Hi, Donnie. How would you like to sit down, have a sandwich, and talk to me for a while?
Well, I was just coming down for some cookies and milk, but if you insist on a sandwich...
No. Cookies and milk for 2, Peter. And, Peter, lay out my blue suit for the graduation tomorrow, will you? Honey, sit down here a minute, please. Donnie, I've decided that I'm going to get something printed up and framed and hung on my office wall next to your graduation picture. And it's going to say, no one can influence a person more than a person who says he doesn't want to influence someone. Does that make any sense to you?
I think so.
Look, Friday is your graduation day. Yours, not mine. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Blue dress very becoming to niece Kelly.
All us Greggs look good in blue.
Fellow graduates, honored guests, teachers and parents. Today we stand on the threshold of life, preparing to venture forth into what lies ahead.
She's using threshold.
Good for her.
What is a high school? Any school. It's a place where, through education, we have all learned to walk a bit taller in the world. Aside from imparting knowledge, It develops imagination and judgment and inspires responsibility. Albert Einstein once said that these three qualities are more important than knowledge. Parents cannot make their child more creative than potentially he is, but they can help him approach his true potential.
She's not using one word of your speech.
Wonderful. Notice there's nothing in that speech about chop suey either.
This potential can be increased through understanding and the proper guidance. But guidance should be tempered with wisdom. Youth should be given the opportunity to think on its own and act on its own. And it's the thinking parent who knows when to retire from the playing field and let the child carry the ball. Someone I admire very much said, and I quote, "A diploma is not a parchment to be hung on the wall to cover a crack in the plaster. It's a passport to adulthood and the judgment, initiative, and responsibility that go with it." End of quote. This man that I admire so much happens to be my uncle. Thank you.
Darling, you were wonderful, just wonderful.
I'm the proudest houseboy in town.
Oh, thank you. Kelly, you're first. Oh, isn't that great? I can't believe it. 3 years. Kelly, your feet were just always so nervous. I'm so nervous. I was
Oh, Janice, I wanted to talk to you.
Well, Bentley, you're wearing blue.
Yes. Not only that, but how would you like to go out to dinner tonight to the Blue Grotto? And after that, maybe we'll go to see the Blue Angel. You see, I'm very partial to blue.
Well, I don't want to influence you, but I'd love to. A storm.
That Rainbow Club is the living in.
Peter, you should take Susie there sometime.
Susie not like the way I do cha-cha-cha. Don't know why. What's wrong with my cha-cha-cha?
Shall we dance? Hi.
Hi, Uncle Bentley.
Hey, you've been on such a social whirl, I haven't seen you since the graduation.
How was my surprise party?
And did y'all miss us?
Oh, we had a lot of fun. Ginger, your father was a million laughs.
Did he play Yankee Doodle on a bicycle pump again?
Yep, while whistling Dixie with a lampshade on his head. Darling, I've got some brochures here on Wisconsin. Now, the application's all filled out. All you have to do is just sign it.
Oh, I'm going to Cal State.
No, you're not. Don't try to influence me. You're going to Wisconsin.
I'm going to Cal State because that's where Ginger's going. Her father won't let her go to Wisconsin.
He won't? Well, I'm going to go over there and have a little talk with him.
Well, don't you want me to go to Cal State?
Yes, darling, I do. Very much. But what right has her father got to interfere in his daughter's life?